Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Today I have I hauled it, but did I like it, or a rehaul, however you want to call it. So this video I know I've seen on my friend Nikki Murphy's channel before, and I absolutely love this idea because basically she buys products, she tries them out, and comes back on and shows you guys the products again and tells you her thoughts, her opinions on them, on whether or not they actually worked for her, did she waste her money, and things like that. So I typically would do like a get ready with me, but honestly, get ready with me videos don't do that well on my channel. And I think it's mostly because I'm not a makeup artist. So I think you guys are looking for more artistry makeup, and I completely understand that. I am not a makeup artist, so I'm not great at makeup, but I do use makeup on the regular. So if you guys are still interested in get ready with me videos, I can still do them. Maybe we'll do it in a different format. I'm not sure. I'm looking into some different ways that I could do a get ready with me that would make them more exciting. I don't know how to do it. If you have any suggestions, please leave them in the comment section below. But anyway, this is my haul from Sephora. So everything here did come from Sephora, and I have tried everything out so I can tell you guys my thoughts, my opinions on them. If you're looking for swatches or anything like that, I'm not going to be doing that type of thing. But if you are looking for those, let me know. I can start doing a swatch video as well. We can do swatches as well. I just feel like honestly, I don't love swatch videos. So I only like to film what I actually like to watch. And I know for me, I don't love seeing somebody just swatch a bunch of shadows. I'd rather know how it worked. Did it work? Did it not? I mean, that's what I want to know, because a swatch on your hand is completely different than what it is on your eye. So there will be no swatches. So anyway, let's go ahead and start with the first palette here. This is in the Natasha Denona. This is the Glam palette. So my friend Lashes Tony XO purchased this palette. I don't know how long ago she purchased it, but she talked about how good it was. And I was like, look, I need to get that palette because her and I are very similar when it comes to makeup taste and things. So I thought, I'll go ahead and get it. But then when I looked at it online, I was like, that's such an ordinary palette. There's nothing extremely beautiful about it. It just looks like a plain neutral palette. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna get it, but I don't know if I'm gonna love it. Let me tell you, this palette is fantastic. Every time I use this palette, I create eye looks that I absolutely love. It's effortless to use. They blend out really well. I don't have any problems with them. They don't fall. I don't have any shadow fallout or anything like that. I don't have any kick up. I love this palette. Every single color in here works fantastic. They all have an excellent color payoff. They will last all day. This is just a really, really great palette. So I highly recommend it. If you guys have not checked out this palette, I highly recommend that you do, because it's one of those palettes that you're like, I don't know, it's so plain Jane. But let me tell you, it is that good. It is really, really good. And I know a lot of times Natasha Denona will have a palette out for a little while, and then she'll mark it down, she'll have it on sale. So this may end up on sale later on down the road. And if it does at that time, I would definitely get it. If it's not on sale, I would still get it. Honestly, it's just that good. But I am a salesperson, so you guys I don't work in sales, but I mean, I love good sales. So I would recommend that you wait for a good sale, just because I like to save money. Who doesn't love to save money? So the next thing I have, I have all the empty boxes in here as well. I have the Hourglass palette. This is the Ambient Lighting Edit palette. This is the sculpture one. So I wasn't going to purchase this when I first saw it come out, because I have a couple other Hourglass palettes, and I was like, I don't really need it. Hourglass is pretty much all the same. They all work the same. But let me tell you, there's one thing about Hourglass, is that it is one of those that you can always depend on. Everything in their collection I have found always works, especially their powder products. They always work really, really well for me. Everything in this palette right here works fantastic. I love the bronzer style color right here. It's not, I don't think it's actually a bronzer, but I use it as a bronzer. I love mixing the two blushes together. I personally love swirling all three of these together to create a highlight. It just gives you that light from within type of glow. Absolutely love this palette. They did have it on sale recently at Sephora. You were able to grab it at that point. Congratulations, because you got a good deal on it, because this is a fantastic palette. I don't know if they're selling it anymore, but if they're not, definitely get and watch out for when they bring it back for the next holiday season, because I do have a holiday drop every year. But I really love this. They may end up bringing it back, and if they do, highly recommend it, especially if you do not have any Hourglass products, if you don't have any of their powder products, because they're just really, really good. The next thing is from Pat McGrath. This is the Pat McGrath Labs Mothership Mega Celestial Divinity. So this palette is really nice. Do I think it's as good as the Natasha Denona? No. I think this palette, I don't know if it's because there's so many colors and I get a little overwhelmed by it. I don't know, but it is a beautiful palette. I will not deny that whatsoever. The colors do work really well. I don't have many issues with this. Some of the more thicker glittery shades do have a little bit of fallout. One of my pans is broken and it's, I don't know why. I didn't do anything to it. I just decided that it was going to be broken. So these are very, I don't know, very sensitive shadows in my opinion. So I don't know that I would recommend this one. I think it's beautiful, but I don't think it's a necessity. I think if you're looking, I know for me a lot lately, I've been wearing a lot of just neutral looks for eyeshadows just because they're easy. You can wear a mask with them and they always look nice. If you want more bold, then this might be up your alley, but honestly, I don't think it's something that I could recommend completely, just because I feel like it's not as good as I thought it would be. And I know I love the Pat McGrath shadows. I have quite a few of her palettes, so most of them are fantastic. But just this one, I feel like falls a little short because I feel like not only the packaging, I feel like the packaging is not that great for Pat McGrath. The price point is much better, of course. The price point is much better for this palette. But with having shadows that are breaking and for no reason, like I'm not dangerous with my eyeshadows. I don't throw my eyeshadows around and they're just breaking for no apparent reason. That makes me a little disturbed. And I think it's because of the packaging that it's in. I know their typical packaging is very luxe, but it keeps it secure. So I don't know. I just don't know about this palette. Honestly, I'm like indecisive whether or not I love it. I definitely don't love it. So I would say that I am indeterminate, I guess you could say. I'm going to use it. I'm going to keep it, but it's not one of those that I would be like, yes, go out and get it. The only one that I can definitely say that you should go out and get is the Natasha Denona. But again, I would wait for a sale because she typically marks her palettes down. I don't know why, but she just does. So I would wait for her at that point. The next thing are some nail polishes. So these are the Nails Ink polishes. I think there's 4. Yeah, there's 4 of them in here. So I have the Be Your Incredible Self with the Nails Ink polishes. So we have 4 different colors here. Nails Ink is fantastic. I absolutely love their polishes. They are 2 coats and you're good to go. They dry very well. They like even themselves out. I love the polishes. They last me for a good week on my nails. So I highly recommend Nails Ink polishes, especially when you can get it in a pack like this right here where you get 4 of them. It's a way better deal. I don't know if I have the package still. Let me look through here. I don't think I do. Nope, I must have thrown the nail polish pack away, but it does come in like a 4-pack. That's the best way to get Nails Ink polishes. Molly, my dog is going into the little, Molly. Sorry about that. My dog was going into, we have like a little cubby in here and that cubby has like a little spot where they could actually go down into, and she was scaring me because I'm like, don't be going in that spot. That's a little scary. But anyway, so this is some good polishes. These are some good polishes, so I highly recommend them. If you haven't tried Nails Ink polishes, I would definitely recommend them. My dog's got me tongue fluttered. So is that a word? Tongue fluttered. I don't know, tongue tied. The next thing is, let me get all these empty boxes out of here because I feel like that's kind of like making a mess here, is the Natasha Denona Trichrome palette. Now, this palette is beautiful as well. It has some really great shadows in here, but I don't love this one as much as I love the Glam palette. For some reason, this one just doesn't call to me as much, and the shadows still have the great payoff. But for me, the color combination, I think is what's throwing me off. The purples and the greens, I just don't know how I love them together. So it's a personal thing though, because I know a lot of people love to use purples and greens together because it's very Mardi Gras-esque. But just for me, I'm not absolutely loving this palette so far. I'm going to continue to use it and see if I do fall in love with it more. But right now, I'm not in love with it. So I have 2 palettes so far that I wish I wouldn't have spent my money on. Wish I would have just saved my coins and bought something else. We're going to have another one here. The next one is from Mario. This is the Makeup by Mario palette. This is the Master Mattes palette. This palette is terrible in my opinion. I heard so many people rave about this palette, about how good it was. I have issues, a lot of issues with this palette. I cannot get my shadows to blend. They're patchy. It doesn't work for me. It does not work at all for me. I do not love this palette whatsoever. I would not recommend this palette. I don't know why so many people were recommending it and saying that it was that great. I think because of the name behind it, they were hoping it was going to be that great. But for me, I don't think it's that great. In my opinion, if you're looking for a great matte palette, get the Natasha Denona, get the Viseart, their matte palettes. Their palettes are fantastic. This is just a no-go. I don't love this. The shadows, like I said, do not blend out well for me. They're patchy. I have a lot of issues when I use this palette. So for me, this is a no. No, no, no. The next palette is from Pat McGrath as well. This is the Pat McGrath Mothership. What is this called? I think it's like a Rose palette or something. Rose Decadence. So this is the Rose Decadence palette. Now this one I really do love. This was back to her original format. Something was different with that palette. This one is back to the original. These work extremely well for me. I love the color combination in here. I love how easy these blend out. I love the pops of color you can put onto your lid with these shimmers. They are absolutely gorgeous. So this one I would recommend. I think it's a really, really nice palette. I love that it's compact. I like that it's more thicker packaging. That one just feels very thin for Pat McGrath. And like I said, her shadows are very sensitive. So this one is more sturdy, and even though it is still cardboard, I feel like it just does a way better job. So if you're looking for a good Pat McGrath palette, this Rose Decadence one I think is a great one. Especially if you like these colors are absolutely gorgeous. So I highly recommend this one. And then our last palette. So we have the Huda Beauty. This is the Huda Beauty Naughty Nudes palette. So a lot of people gave this palette flack, and for kind of a good reason. Nobody loved the shadow right here. Everybody was calling it that it looked like some sort of virus or something into the pan. It just didn't look good. The palette itself is absolutely beautiful. I love everything in here except for that one shade that's called Slippery. This does nothing, absolutely nothing for my eyes. You put it on and it comes off like you're putting lip gloss on your eyelids. I don't want lip gloss on my eyelids. So everything in here works really, really well except for this one. I know they were trying to step outside of the box, but it's kind of drying up a little bit already. It doesn't give you much onto your eyelids. It looks literally like you put lip gloss. I don't think anybody wants to put lip gloss on their eyelids. So for me, if you were buying it because of this, I would say no. But if you're buying it because you love the other colors, absolutely. The other colors work phenomenally. I don't have any issues with them. So it works like the typical Huda shadows do. Some people like Huda shadows, some people do not. I really do like Huda shadows, but this little slippery thing right here, that is not good. That was just a fail in my opinion. I think it was a fail on many, many reasons because of the way it looks, the way that it works, how it feels on your eyelids. It does nothing. It does nothing, honestly. But like I said, if you were buying it because of these shadows and not that one specifically, then I think you're going to like it. So if you love the Huda Beauty eyeshadows, I think you're going to love this one, but just don't buy it for this shadow right here in particular. It's not good. So it is not good at all in my opinion. So that is it. That is everything that I purchased at Sephora. So I just wanted to rehaul it and let you guys know my thoughts, my opinions on these products. It's kind of like a fast review of all these palettes. So if there's any one palette that you're looking at in particular when I purchased these, now you know my thoughts, my opinions. And like I said, I'm not a makeup artist, so I don't know if I'm doing these products, if I'm using them incorrectly, which if I am, let me know. Maybe you guys can teach me a little bit about how to use these products in a better way. But for me, those are the ones that didn't work. And honestly, the ones that do work are these three right here. The Pat McGrath Rose Decadence, the Natasha Denona Glam Palette, and the Hourglass. So those are the three I am happy that I bought. And here are the four that I wish I would have saved my money on. So that is it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Thank you so, so much for watching. Also, don't forget to let me know what things have been working for you and what didn't work for you. That's important in my opinion, because if I would have heard some of these things about these other palettes, I probably wouldn't have bought them, honestly. Now that I have these three, I'm very happy to keep them in my collection. So I will continue to use the other four palettes, but they're not great so far. So maybe I will continue to use them and turn out that I love them. I very seriously doubt it, but it could happen. So anyway, again, let me know what products you've been loving and what products have you not been loving. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I'll catch you guys later.